Hey everyone, Kate here with the 9th installment of Let's Play Hiveswap, and I just realized that I missed the perfect opportunity to give this little darling Deerkit here the name Underrated, because it's so awesome. Now I still have to find a way out. Even the correct way out. Oh! Oh! Know what's fast? This darling here. Deerling seems to be doing better, and so are you. You helped out an animal, an alien animal. This is a pretty big win for you, so you're riding high, despite the bizarre and frightening circumstances. And speaking of riding, it has a saddle. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm suddenly pretty nervous about how I'm going to get over there. I keep seeing the shadows of huge hulking things flying around outside. Yeah. The crossing won't be easy. I'm sorry. Is it always this hard to get across the street? No. I mean, not usually. Things got pretty intense. How do you mean? Somebody we were supposed to be meeting up with didn't show. Or maybe they did and it went bad. I really don't know. Dammek didn't tell me what was happening. And I screwed everything up. I know it. You should stay there. I don't want you to risk getting hurt because of me. You were gonna risk it for me. Yeah, that's true, I guess. No guessing necessary. I didn't realize then how brave you were being. Thank you. I mean it. It means a lot. But no buts. Except yours. Which I'm saving. Are you sure? Extremely. Oh. Smiley. He'll be here in a flash. Excellent. Wait. We? Hey, we're here! Oh, jeez, is that you under the rubble? I mean, I assume it is. I hope so. Not that I want you to be getting crushed under rubble. I hope it didn't happen enough that I'd mistake you for someone else being crushed under rubble. No, it's me. I was lucky. Lucky. Left for that, covered up but not hurt bad enough to actually die. The ones who got called on sight, or snatched up to be called later, probably, in some sick hybrid spectacle. They weren't as lucky as me. Is that what you're rebelling against? These drone things? No. I mean, not really. The heiress is in charge and the drones obey her. It's her birthright. So why is she doing this? I have no idea. Low bloods get called for anything and everything or no reason at all. She doesn't have to have one. Or maybe our subgroup being on the fire makes a really sick selfie background. Are you serious? She sounds terrible. She is. She's royal. Yeah, no kidding. It's like the Tetrarch says. The slow, the soft, the unlucky, the troublemakers. Anyone who doesn't jump when the heiress snaps her webby little fingers. They get rounded up, enslaved, or slaughtered. Especially Rustbloods. Like me. This is terrible. Your neighborhood is on fire. You're buried in rubble. Like you said, this is why we were rebelling. This is so awful. Why hasn't anyone already put a stop to this? They tried. They tried, dear. They tried. My subgroup is full of lowbloods. We don't matter. So nobody who does matter cares. All this is taking out the garbage. It's always been this way. Nobody does anything about it. Especially not gutterbloods. Like me, we're mostly good at lying down to die. But you're rebelling, right? So you are doing something. Oh, that's not me. That's the Tetrarch. Tetrarch Dammek is different. He's amazing. I wish you could meet him. He always does things like he's in a movie where he's the star. You know? He put the whole thing together. The rebel network, the plan, all of it. But without him, we don't have a chance. He was the one everyone talked to, and now he's gone. He's gone and I'm alone. I'm slow and soft and stupid. Nothing but a little gutter blood nobody. 3 different versions of no? No. What? This Dammek guy. He sounds like he stinks. What? Okay, I'm sorry, but you talk about him constantly and not a single word you've said doesn't make him sound like an awful bully. No. It's not like that at all. Yes it is. He's just looking out for me. Open your eyes. Why do you think you're really saying these terrible things? It's not like I don't know where you're coming from. Sometimes my pa makes me feel just rotten. And I think, am I the reason he's never around? What's wrong with me that makes my own father not want to see me? But that's a load of garbage. The only person responsible for the terrible things he does is him. You don't understand. Me and the Tetrarch have been together since we were grubs. We were fated to be Moirails. You wouldn't get it because you're an alien. I need him. No, you don't. I may not know anything about the social customs of this crazy alien planet, but I know that a real friend would never stand by and let you think and say those things about yourself. I don't think you're nothing. In fact, I know you're not nothing. You've got plenty of your own bravery. Just because fighting back was his idea doesn't mean it didn't take courage to see it through. And you were going to risk everything to save me, an alien you'd never even met. That's the bravest thing I've ever heard get tried. Do you really think so? Yeah. I believe in you, Xefros. You remembered my name this time, and sometimes earlier. Yes. That's because you made such a big impression on me, and we are such good friends, and I'd be really sad if you gave up and died, here under these rocks. Oh man, that actually means a lot to me. I'd never even dreamed that something like this could happen for someone like me. Xefros, I'm going to do my absolute best to raise your standard of friendship to the point where having your name remembered is not the nicest thing anyone has ever done for you. I'm not alone after all. I've got Joey Alien here to save me, and tell me what to do. Well, no, we're in this together. Oh yeah, right. Thanks, Joey. Now, let's get you out of there and then figure out what's next. Are you sure you don't know anyone who can help us? I kind of don't even know what kind of help we need, but it seems we do. Well, I do know someone, but they don't exactly live nearby. It will be a journey. Are you sure they'll help us? Oh yeah, she hates the heiress. And she's our biggest fan. That's good enough for me. Now hold still. I'm gonna get you out of here. There. Hover pet, hover pet, hover pet. Or that way. You don't look especially bloodied, kiddo. Oh my god, that's so adorable. That's terrible. You should have brought food. Something's behind you guys! That's her imperial crab, and this is shit. Hello, beach. Yeah. Burning houses make for a sick selfie background. God damn it. It looks like that this was the end of the first act. And we'll have to wait for the rest. I'm gonna let you look at the credits for this one, because it got some really nice concept art stuff. Bitch, you disgusting. And your fingers are not webbed. Oh hey, Shelby Craig worked on this. That's actually a name I recognize. Oh, Skeptic Archer too. Toby Fox on the music, of course. It was Unity. So yeah, that was Act 1. I'll see you guys when Act 2 drops, but before that I've got to add something. I'm actually doing an after recording after cutting the episodes, but something's been bothering me, and that's the ease and the phrasing with which Joey convinced Xefros that Dammek isn't maybe that nice of a person. I've been in both of these shoes, and it's not that easy. If you're dealing with a person who is in the sort of mindset that Xefros is, the I'm nothing, I'm worthless, but there's one person, they're super cool, they're super awesome, I would do anything for them, and but you listen to them and you're like, man, those are not nice things that person is doing. Like, Dammek is stealing Xefros' stuff and making him do things, making him subservient. That is a type of enmeshment which is very tricky to deal with. Basically, you have to get one person, the enmeshed people, to separate. In this case, we have a power imbalance. So the person with power unless they're doing it subconsciously, or it's not what they're trying to do, then you can talk to them and be like, dude, maybe not cool. And if they're a nice person, they will say, oh shit, that was not what I was trying to do. And then they would change their behavior. We don't know anything about Dammek, so I can't say if he's doing it on purpose or if he's subconsciously emulating the higher castes. At the moment we can only interact with Xefros. Xefros who only has words as long as he's useful to Dammek. Now, if you're telling Xefros that Dammek ain't shit, and that Dammek is an awful person, that's an angle that also attacks Xefros. And it attacks Xefros' entire world build, his entire point of view. And a person who gets attacked becomes a defensive, so it's not a good angle. This point, it's, well, Joey is what, 14? When I was 14 I would have done the exact same thing that Joey did. To be honest. Or 13. I'm 26 now. I have a little bit more life experience, a tiny little bit more. But the way how to interact with that is to... It also depends on how deep the enmeshment goes. But the thing is, you want to sow doubt. Ask pointed questions. Do it subtly. The second the other person catches on that you're doing something is when you haven't been subtle enough. Put comparisons. Or ask what the difference is between between the behavior of the offending party, quote unquote, and something that is basically similar but obviously enemy. What's the, in this case maybe what's the difference between a blue blood having a low blood servant and rust blood having a low blood servant? Or green blood making their moirail do something and preventing them from exploring and working on their own hobbies. What's the difference if rust blood does it to their moirail? But all that doesn't bring it doesn't lead to anything if the person you want out of that situation doesn't have a support network to fall back into, to put things into perspective, to offer an alternative. So that's what Joey is doing right. Because Alternia is built to disconnect people from each other, to prevent the creation of a support network, because you don't know who's going to snitch on you, who is going to die tomorrow or tonight, who can you trust and who's only pretending to be trustworthy so they can rat you out, or who was maybe someone who was trustworthy for 3 sweeps, and then something happened on their end, and they were put into a position where they had to save a Moira made Spirit, Xmesis, and Auspicities. They're losers. I'm hesitant to say Glade because Glade is a Fanon tournament. None of you, and you might not know it, but basically, no matter. But they have to save their own ass, and the only way they can do it is to rat you out. And then what? These are kids. It's like, that's not a... That's not a thing that's not a decision they should have to make. But they have to. So, Joey, I'm trying to say is that, Joey, with her very alien attitude, is going to be... It's basically a culture shock. He's going to be very friendly, but still assertive. She won't take shit, but she won't do harm either, at least on purpose. I think that's going to be something very, very new to Xefros. And there's the tricky thing between how do you balance character development and putting too much focus on a character to the detriment of the story. As someone who is familiar with self-esteem issues, it's Dammek's quote-unquote... No, not Dammek. Xefros, quote-unquote recovery from saying I'm worthless, I'm not worthless, is suspiciously quick. Question is that narrative constrictions? Is that a failure on the part of the author? Or is that something that is a manipulative part of Xefros' character? I guess we find out, or maybe we won't. Anyways, see ya. Bye bye.